Welcome back to Rome Boys. On this episode is James chapter 4. I'm just going to do it like I've done the last two. Jaime 4. Jaime 4.
Capítulo cuatro.
Yeah. Here we go.
Bilingual here.
No, that's it. That's all we got.
That's it.
Yeah.
We're done.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
tried.
James chapter 4. How's he going to slap us in the face this time?
Yeah.
Come on. That was a good one.
Hey.
Causes of division. How about that?
Yeah, here we go. Causes of division.
You know, it gets right in like real heavy because I'm
Well,
not like causing war or anything.
No.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, he doesn't beat around the bush. He just goes right after it, just like, hey guys, guess what? Where do wars come from? Where do conflicts among you come from? Why are you always getting ticked off at each other? Because of your passions.
Yeah.
Yep,
I've found
That was James chapter 4. Thank you for joining. No, I'm just kidding.
I think fasting. I know fasting is the way to control your passions. Whatever weakness you have, whatever top sin that you got. I keep even giving people advice on this when people talk to us at Rome Boys events. It's like, are you fasting for that? Or, if that sin is something that you're trying to overcome, you've been praying about it for years. Well, it's again faith without works. There's a work that you can do. And then once I look back, I'm like, okay, so I've been giving that up for how many months? And it's nothing to do with God. It's all God, right? But that fasting has caused those passions to be controlled. Whatever passion that may be, the passion for anything. For men, it could be lust. It could be, for women, it could be shopping. It doesn't matter what it is, but that void is fulfilled when we're fasting. I think Catholics just need to be doing it more often. Absolutely.
Agreed. Matthew Kelly says, repossess yourself. Like you take back a part of yourself. The more you fast, you give stuff up, you're actually taking back control of what your vices have taken.
Yeah. I always have trouble with the fasting. Not the whole concept, not the actual doing it. But, I guess the concept of it. Because, I'm a person who likes to see results.
I've worked in the private sector. They expect results.
When you do something, I want to see results. Otherwise, what's the point?
That's what I'm saying. You see results.
And so, in the past, whenever you would fast, you fast for the end of to abortion.
That's a tougher one.
Yeah, when you go too far broad. I've seen where fasting has helped me internally. Personally, being able to, the self-control of denying yourself of a 44 Dr. Pepper that you had twice a day for the last 10 years. Whatever.
All right. Geez.
Yeah.
Enough. I get the point.
You say no to that.
You see the twinkle in his eye?
I know. I want one now. So anyway, you give that up and you say no to that, and you're able to, build your self-control, whatever.
Be an excellent time for you to start practicing a thing we big guys like to call self-control.
But, if you give it up for a certain thing and that certain thing doesn't happen, it's kind of it's a downer.
In God's time, right?
Exactly.
Right.
You just need to be patient.
Participating in His will.
And when you don't receive results, that means there's going to be a bigger result later on.
Yeah.
He's holding out.
Right.
He's holding out later on.
And what if it's for those people in purgatory? I get what you're saying, though.
Because
for you.
we work out, right? We work out. We want to see results. Otherwise, I'm going to stop working out if it doesn't work. If it
So
doesn't
Jesus
help.
was hanging on the cross, and then, He died, and now He's just sitting around like, okay, whenever these morons get it.
Oh, I get it. Oh, very cute.
He's just waiting for the results. Right?
Just waiting for the results. Yeah.
Jesus gets you, Joe.
Okay.
He understands.
Put it in that perspective, man, I'm a loser.
I was just trying to.
Like, dang, dude.
Sorry. So
He's sitting there
We are
waiting. Is
friends,
he
so-
ever going to get this? Is he ever going to do this?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Causes a division.
Causes
I'm
a
just
division,
trying to
yeah.
do that.
Well, it's like you covet, but you do not possess. You kill and envy, but you cannot obtain. You fight and wage war. You do not possess because you do not ask. Here's where that whole fasting.
Sentence, you.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go. But I like this next part where it says you ask, but you do not receive because you ask wrongly to spend it on your passion. So most of the time when we ask, it's always what's in it for me.
Yeah.
No, wait. I have done everything I've been asked to do. I didn't understand it, but I've done it. And I haven't once asked what's in it for me.
What are you saying, Ray?
I'm saying, what's in it for me?
Yeah. How
Me,
again, like
me,
I was just
myself,
saying,
and I, that Trinity, right?
that Trinity. But like I was just saying, I don't see the results. I don't see the
Yeah.
results.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not seeing it. He's probably there's
Who you doing it for here?
exactly. That's what
Yeah.
we're doing it for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, last night at RCIA, the speaker said, "You know, the motto of the devil is me, myself, and I."
Did it my way.
Yeah, right. And
There's Frankie there.
so, but it's interesting that it says because you do not ask, you ask but don't receive because you ask wrongly. So, what does that mean?
I just think
But-
it's your intentions.
Yeah,
It's just like I think even in prayer, sometimes we ask for things and you don't get it. You don't even get even remotely it.
Yeah.
Probably because we're asking wrongly. Like we're not
Yeah.
even in the ballpark of what God wants to do to revolutionize us
Yeah.
as human beings, our marriage.
because you have this idea of how you think something should go. Because you said because you spend it on your passions, you know. So
Well, I think too. What just hit me was like, what does it mean to you when you ask for certain things? You're asking wrongly, but I mean, sometimes when we ask for something and we might pray about it a couple times and then we just let it go. Well, was it all that important?
right.
yeah,
You know, maybe he didn't give it to you right away because he wants to see how important it is
Yeah.
to you.
Will
you
you
know,
finish the race? Will you keep going?
Yeah, or
until
that
the end.
persevering, that woman that goes to the judge and just kind of perseveres and breaks him down until he finally
But,
gives
you
her
know,
a judgment. You know?
if you're an Aggies fan, it really gets old. It really gets old.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
You know.
yeah.
just
Oh, man.
kidding.
But
So-
that's true. I mean, are they ever going to win?
Perseverance.
Yeah, we're waiting.
And then
we're
it
waiting
says-
so long. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, if you're going to put these sports analogies, the Houston Astros, we've been waiting forever, and now it's a dynasty.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they went through like a couple of seasons of 100+ losses.
Yeah.
Just
Those
took a
were
little
bad
time.
times,
Yeah.
man. Those were really bad times. Now we're living through some pretty good times.
There
so
you go.
It's a lot of fun.
Altuve broke his thumb. We'll see how it goes.
Out for 2.5 months.
Adulterers.
Yeah,
it says.
okay.
Wait, not you guys.
I was like, what?
Verse 4.
That was the only word in the verse.
Do you
No, I'm
not
just kidding.
know that to be a lover of the world means enmity with God, which means exact opposite, enmity.
I think
So-
Genesis 3:15. I would put enmity between you and the serpent. I haven't seen that word very often in Scripture.
Yeah, that's the
except
only
for
thing.
both.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah,
Whoa.
enmity.
It completely separates you from God if you're a lover of the world.
Yeah. So the very next verse: whoever is a lover of the world makes himself an enemy of God. So again, how are we asking when we're asking for things? Are we asking of our desires of this world, or are we asking?
And who
for,
cares? You know
Yeah, right.
how
Yeah.
long
That's
we're
it.
going to be here for. It doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nothing slaps you in the face more than after you've had a family member go. After you had a family member pass away, and you're going through all of their stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and trying to decide what to do with it all. You know, my parents are going through that right now with my grandparents. Anyway, they're going through all of their stuff. It's like I look around at my house. What are my kids going to do with all this junk?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you heard me correctly, kids. If you watch this years down the road, it's just junk. Don't worry about it.
It's so true. When you look around, you think, like, I think about myself as a kid, you know, didn't have any money. And then, you know, I was working and mowed lawns and got $20. And then I look around and I think in my house, like, I own all of this stuff.
Right.
All of this. How did I even acquire it? What in the world allowed me to acquire all these things? Like, what was I thinking? And it just builds upon itself and builds upon itself and conditions us in a way, right?
But again, it's just stuff.
It means nothing.
It does. So, but what I think a good point here is it's just like it's the love of money is the
Yeah,
root of all evil,
sure.
not
Right.
money.
Yeah.
And obviously,
tool.
God created the world,
Created money.
and it's beautiful. And you know, we love a beautiful sunset, and because of the way it makes us feel, the way it looks, and things. But this isn't the end. So we can't just fall in love with it and hold on to it forever.
Right. So again, are we asking? How are we asking? Are we asking it through the world, or are we asking it through how we can glorify God by these things? You know, how do we glorify God with all the gifts that He's blessed us with,
Sure.
even material stuff? How am I?
Treasure in heaven or here?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say stuff is bad.
Right.
No,
It's
yeah,
the
not in and of
Statues
itself.
and crucifix, St. Joseph.
Yeah.
These are good
They're
things. St.
everywhere.
Michael,
Yeah.
yeah.
Stuff is just stuff.
It
But I
gives
mean,
glory
there's
to
nothing
God.
wrong with it until you put that stuff in front of your relationship with God. You put that in front of Him, then here you. That's where the problem.
Yeah, like the
Comes
U-Haul
out.
attached to the hearse, right? Bringing it with you
There
after
you
you die. You just go. Good luck. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it means
Yeah.
nothing.
There you go.
It stays here. Yep. to rot.
To rot, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
what is it, moths? And, why
Moths
do you
and
build up
decay.
things on
Mhm.
Earth for moths and robbers can come and take it and all that stuff? So yeah.
Yeah.
So do not, in other words, acquire. But as you acquire stuff, are you glorifying God with it?
It just James is so good. I mean,
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
from
That's why we're doing it.
1, 2, 3.
Well,
and
God
now
laid it on our
4.
heart to do it, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Yeah, yeah.
Not because it was short and we thought we could knock it out quickly.
Although we can get it done, guys.
Yeah, if you're one of those that can't finish a book of any book,
Yeah.
read James and you'll
There
have
you
finished
go.
a book. And it's
There you
Read
go.
it a couple of times.
oh man,
I started when we decided to do this. I've taken the Father Larry approach. I've decided to do no Bible, no breakfast, no Bible, no bed. So first thing in the morning, I wake up. Before I go work out, I'm reading a verse
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
part of a chapter. Well, I mean, even in James, it's broke down into sections, right?
Yeah.
Even each chapter is broke down into certain sections. So, like cause and division in chapter 4, what we're on. And I'll just read that, and then before I go to bed, I'll read it again,
yeah,
and then the next morning I'll go to the next one.
And then it can
And
have
then
an
that night,
impact
do it
throughout
again.
your day and throughout your
Right.
night. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping he speaks something to me.
Yeah.
And after I finished James, I went straight into Peter, and then I had a couple of verses just kind of slap me in the face. It was like, wow, this is cool. But I had read those verses a couple of times, and it didn't hit right away.
Did that board of the head knock something loose?
Yeah.
It took 2 or 3 times before, where did that come from?
Right.
and as complex as the Bible we think it can be, it really just brings us back to the simplicity of the truth.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you know what? I don't need to worry about that, or I don't need to think about this that way, or
Sure.
excuse me. It does. I mean,
And
especially
you don't have to read tons of chapters. You can just do one verse. That's
it's
it.
true.
Sure.
That's all it is.
It's life changing. I mean, it is the Bible.
Yeah.
I got my favorite verse since we've read
Yeah.
all of James, right here, number 14. I know we're skipping a little bit, but whereas you do not know about tomorrow, this is what I need to hear. What is your life? For you are mist that appears for a little time and then vanishes.
Yeah. Mine's a
Woo.
smoke.
Smoke.
Yeah, a puff of
Yeah.
smoke.
I think of Narnia, the mist.
Yeah, right.
But like, we're just here for a brief amount of time. We don't know about
Yeah.
tomorrow. This is it. What did you do today for the Lord? It's keep it simple. Yeah.
Yep.
It's all about the
All
Lord.
we are is dust in the wind.
You are ashes, and ashes you will return.
In a
Yeah.
conversation I had today, and I had just met someone just a month back. I didn't realize it, but the person sitting across the table from me had just lost their spouse within 2 weeks of that moment. And I wondered why, they seem a little quiet, or,
Sure.
Sure.
But I was also reminded about my father's first reprimand of me. You don't know what's going on in somebody's life, right? So
Yeah.
there was no prejudgment. It just made me wonder. But with this, come to find out, that person's spouse the day before just had a perfect bill of health from the doctor, and then
Unexpected.
yep, and then went to bed, and never woke up.
Yeah.
That's how I want to go.
Possibly the perfect way to go,
Yeah,
potentially, right? The way we all want to
sure.
go,
Yeah.
or that we all might think would be a good way to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, but not an old person, and a young person given a clean slate just the day before.
The clock
maybe
was
I don't wanna
ticking,
go
and we
in. Well,
do not know
yeah.
the end, right? We do
Yeah,
not know.
and so today I just heard this story, didn't realize it. That this was this.
Yeah.
That's who the person I was meeting.
Wow.
And so to just hear that today and then see this, God is
So
awesome.
good.
But it is so true. And it takes me back to Ecclesiastes. There's nothing new
Nothing
under
new
the
under the
sun.
sun.
Your life is just, it's temporary. It's here for a short time.
I don't think we should even guarantee, I'll see you tomorrow. I've stopped saying that because
Yeah.
I just don't know. I don't know about your tomorrow, I don't know about mine. So,
Yeah. God willing,
God
right?
bless
It's
you.
God
Is
willing.
hopefully the last words I say to you, and that's it. I mean, because I don't know.
You don't know.
I really
Yep.
don't know.
My, on a previous episode, I mentioned my friend who's Muslim. He always says to me, "Inshallah," which is God willing.
Yes.
that's his goodbye.
Awesome.
God willing.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, man,
I like that.
I love you. You're such a great person. But it's true.
Yes.
Inshallah, Shayatama. Yeah.
Yeah, very perfect translation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, later on, James says, if the Lord wills it. So
Yeah.
there's another way to put it.
There it is, yeah.
If the Lord wills it.
If the
Yeah.
Lord wills it.
It's all about him. It's
God
his creation, his universe, I'm his.
Yeah. I know some people just in my past that good old country people that said, "Oh, Lord willing."
Yeah,
You know?
sure.
And it reminds me of a guy. His name is Buddy Davis. God rest his soul. But he worked at the dump, at the trash place, and he collected all of what he worked around at his house. But he rubbed holes in his pants because he always said, "Bless God, we was able." Doesn't matter what it was, but that was his phrase. Like he used that phrase to answer just about every question.
Yeah.
Bless God, we was able. It's just so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Keep it simple.
Yep.
Keep it simple.
Childlike faith.
One of the things I have highlighted here is on verse 10. It says, humble yourselves before the Lord and he will exalt you. Okay? So it's not, I don't know, it stands out to me. It talks against, being lovers of the world, being proud. God resists. Okay, yeah. Verse number 6 where it says, God resists the proud but gives grace to the humble. So, are we doing things for our own glory or are we doing it for his?
Yeah.
Because we're just dust in the wind.
Yeah.
I find it's sometimes difficult to give balance to that whenever you're just in the world, and you want to make that impact on somebody, but they may not be where you are.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so to say, God is good, huh? Just kind of in passing.
Sure.
But I do think that does kind of chip away at the conscience of another person
Sure.
who may not be where you're at. So just these little subtle things can really...
Those little nuggets like James does.
Yeah, right.
Little nuggets. Yeah.
It's very true. So to continue there, 15, instead you should say, if the Lord wills it right, we shall live to do this or that. But now you are boasting in your arrogance. All such boasting is evil. So for one who knows the right thing to do and does not do it, it is a sin.
Whoa, this is heavy.
I almost want to call James the epistle of humility. He keeps bringing this up over and over again. The ticket to humility. This is the path. This is what you must do. What not to do and what to do.
Yeah.
That's what Dad always says about the book of James. You feeling good about yourself?
Yeah.
Read the book of James. He'll bring you back down. He'll humble you.
He'll humble you.
Yeah, he will definitely humble you. Yeah.
So
It's them nuggets. He likes
this
to
last verse of chapter 4, I'm going to read it again.
Please.
Because...
I have it highlighted.
Yeah, me too. Me
Well,
too.
it makes you think, right? Like we are given a conscience, excuse me, to discern what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
So for one who knows the right thing to do and does not do it, it is a sin.
Yes.
So if you know
The
it's...
sins of omission, is that what he's getting at?
Is it? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good question.
That's what I
would think
my
about that.
first
Define
first
that a
thought.
little bit.
Sins of omission. You're called to go help the little old lady cross the street.
Right. It's
For
the right thing to do.
whatever reason, you don't do it, and you're supposed to do it,
Yeah.
and you don't do it. You make excuses. You're afraid. You don't have time for that. Whatever it is, and you know it, and you don't do it. The sins of
Absolutely.
omission.
Do it. Do it.
All right.
And if we really examine those, I'm looking at myself here like, whoa, there's probably a whole bunch of other sins that I need to examine in myself because of fear, whatever it may be. Any excuse we can make.
And you didn't say yes, or you didn't say no, but you didn't say yes. I just hear God saying that to me. Like I called you, and you didn't say no, but you didn't say yes.
I mean, I think that's the first step in the spiritual life, right? Like, first of all, you got to say, yeah, I shouldn't kill, commit adultery, all the things.
Yeah.
Don't.
Sure, yeah.
But now the things you're supposed to do, and are
Yeah.
you doing them? That's the next
That's
step
it.
to get up the ladder to
As
heaven.
he said in the previous chapter, if you're guilty of one, you're guilty
Yeah.
of all.
Yeah,
So here we go.
This is where I always tell my kids, like you're saying, you did all the stuff that the checkbox stuff.
Sure.
But God didn't build us for check boxes. He built us for greatness. And that's what I always tell the girls, like, you're built for greatness. What are you going to do with it? You can't just sit around on your duff and think that because you're not doing bad things that you're okay.
Yeah.
We got a purpose. You better get out there and do something. Go run a mile.
You can do it!
Yeah. And you can't compare yourself to other people in the generation either.
Yeah,
Because in
right.
this next generation, our kids' generations may be a bunch of people that are not hardworking and willing to have handouts. And so just because you're a little bit better than them doesn't make you a
Right.
saint. It doesn't make you great.
so
you know,
true.
so remember that the
Yeah.
bar is high, sainthood. Yeah.
Yeah, gosh, isn't it? That's a really good point. You think about what the future holds for our children and what they're going to have to deal with.
Lord
Oh
have
my
mercy.
goodness.
Yeah, we think
Just
we had
to
a bad.
see the things that have changed over the last 10 years. It's just unreal.
Yeah.
What's going on out in the world and how people are behaving and just how the confusion and the just
What has become normal, and it's not at all.
Yeah.
It was never ever this bad, though.
yeah. I mean,
Unnatural relations, as it says in Romans
Yeah.
chapter 1. And yeah.
it just keeps going on and on and on. And it's just, we're using freedom as an excuse.
Yeah.
As an excuse to just do whatever you feel like doing. That's what the world says. If it feels good, you should do it. This is who
Yeah.
you are.
Lovers of the world. I mean,
Exactly. Yeah. As James was saying, lovers
Yeah.
of the world.
Maybe it's better that the world is getting worse and worse because it just makes it clear and clear. Hello.
it does make
not
it
to
clear.
do.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
not to do, and then also what to strive for, what to long for. Like
Yeah.
this place is a mess. Get me out of
Yeah.
here, Lord.
But that's the downside of kind of freedom.
Yes.
Where it says in Peter, 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 15 or 16, it says, be free, but don't use your freedom as an excuse to do evil.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
And that's what we're seeing.
If freedom leads to the good, to our Lord, it's good. But if not, it's not using it properly.
So, considering this in Ezekiel, it's 3:18, I believe. I should check that before I just say it, but it is in Ezekiel where if you see someone who is in the wrong and you don't say something, the blood is on their hands and your hands. But if you do tell them and they continue to do wrong, your hands are clean and theirs have blood on them. So that's what kind of I'm worried about. Because
Yeah.
I think our children will have to go to jail for their faith.
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
if they're telling somebody
If
that what
they're
they're
truly
doing is
living
wrong,
it. Yeah.
because it comes
It might
back to
happen.
this, you know what to do, the right thing.
Yeah.
And if the right thing is to tell someone that, it's the works of mercy, right, to admonish the sinner. So if we're not, then we're in sin.
Yeah.
It says it.
Yeah.
It is sin. So, it's
But at least it's clear. You know
At
what
least
you're
it's clear.
supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
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 And if you do mess up, Peter did too, right? Get up and try again.
Yeah.
Jesus fell 3 times. Get up, try
Yeah.
again. Yes.
I think the great thing is that the simplicity of the gospel is when you live out the faith and you live in the works of mercy and you live, people see the joy and the fruit that you have,
Right.
and they desire that. That's what I've always thought. Like, people won't want to become Christians unless it's attractive, because that's what people's nature is.
Exactly.
So, and that's the joy that we hope to bring from Rome Boys.
That's right.
But within Catholicism, there's so many Catholics that are in that place. They're just keeping it to themselves. They're shy. They don't
Yeah.
want to admonish the sinner. They don't want to be, what will they think or whatever else. That's from the devil.
It is,
You
yeah.
know, and I'm saying that I'm one of those people that keeps it to myself, and I need
Sure.
to be bold. You know,
All of us.
that's why I'm glad I'm around you guys. You know,
Yeah. Amen.
iron sharpens iron. But yes, yeah.
It's true.
So on that happy note,
I always seem to.
No,
There's
it's
episodes.
great.
that's James. James just keeps us humble, keeps us on our toes.
It's real.
All that good stuff. It's real.
Well,
That's
there's
right.
one more chapter, and
Yeah.
when
We
you-
can do it.
Yeah,
We got
yeah.
one more
It is actually
chapter.
really good.
So-
like I don't say that every time.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So join us next time for the conclusion
The dramatic conclusion.
of our James Bible study. And maybe we'll move on to we'll talk about that later. But
If
so
you
join
want
us
us
next
to,
time
let
for
us know.
join us next time for James chapter 5.
I'll be back.
But in the meantime,
Be bold.
be real.
Be Catholic.
God bless.